Hello guys, Danny here. 3 chapters of this video. Number 1, very short. I'm going to show you the wheel sets I've been racing on for the past 10 years in the cross country with no issues until this came. Then chapter number 2, I'm going to tell you what issues I've been having with these. This is the Reynolds TR 289 wheel from the down country bike, but also the Hydra Black Label from the cross country bike. So what problem I've been having, you might also find it on yours. And then chapter number 3, I will show you the disassembled TR289 rear hub so that you know what happened with this one and how do I assemble it back. Okay, so chapter number 1. First off, you're gonna see here Merida 96s. All 3 bikes are the bikes I bought myself. Because I love the kinematics of these bikes and the price to the performance of these bikes is top notch, so my favorite. But about the wheels. 10 years ago, DD Swiss Spline 1501, of course narrow, these are even 27.5. I never touched a single spoke on nipple on these wheels. I never serviced any of these hubs. I never had any issues with the ratchet system on these. Amazing wheels, you buy them, you get them on your bike and you forget about maintaining. That's the thing. And my weight is 76 kilograms. Then I bought this bike on Craigslist, 27.5, 8 years ago. So newer model, this is 1501, but as you can see, this newer one. Same history, no problem with the hubs, with the never touch any single nipple, amazing. Then I got this bike. This is 96, but my paint, my channel, this is my Polish channel. Then I got the third bike, I got it for testing, which was also 96 with 29er wheels, 1200, amazing wheels, same, no problems. And then I bought this one, and I also had the big 9 on those super lightweight Black Label Hydra from Reynolds. Both Black Label Hydra and these down country had the same problem, even though there is different technology of the freehub. When I was coasting, it would almost always push my chain a little bit. So I'm pedaling, the freehub is engaged, right? And then I stop pedaling and the freehub pushes the chain a little bit. You get a little bit of slack on the chain. That's how you get chain drops. So really bad, 3-pole system, but there is, I believe this is the ratchet, right? The sound of it is amazing for those who like loud wheels. I don't like loud wheels, but these sound very well, very plush, I would say. But same thing, these are the new wheels. I'm getting rid of these, but those I had also on my big 9 on the hardtail. Same problem, they would push my chain. And then a couple of days before my important cross-country race, this started getting really loud, and that's what I got. And that's what I found inside. Lots of, you see those silver particles? There were some bearing balls broken inside. I never broke a bearing ball in my life, so this happened. Reynolds, the customer service is amazing. You have lifetime warranty. If you have the receipt, I do have a receipt for these wheels. So I sent them a warranty claim. I got the response within 30 minutes. They asked me to send it to the Polish dealer. I thought, okay, here we go. But okay, I did because I'm located in Poland right now. The Polish dealer responded within 30 minutes. And then as soon as I sent them the damaged freehub, I got the new one. No question asked, just the receipt. That's good. And now part 3, how it's built. Do you have the same problem? And how I'm gonna assemble it back. Okay, so the build. This is the axle. We have the left non-drive side bearing and the right here drive side bearing. I had to open these bearings because there was lots of particles from the freehub body bearing, which was just broken. So now the bearings are fine. When I removed that damaged freehub, I couldn't put the new one here because this was still here. And you know what it is? These are the bearing races from that old freehub, which was broken. So I had to remove those, and as you can see, maybe there's lots of grooves right here from those broken bearing balls. So now I'm gonna put the grease inside these. I'm gonna close them with these seals, and then we'll put it back right here. Everything is really clean. This is my non-drive side bearing. These are different bearings on both sides. I did all the measurement and the pictures, so see the description please. And so I'm sliding this one through. All right, I didn't want to hammer it because you shouldn't hammer your bearing. And when I was pushing the axle, it just went like this. So now I can press this bearing. Believe me, I have many bearing presses, but none of those would fit here because on the drive side, you need really large diameter. On the non-drive side, you need something that would push your bearing through, but not pushing by the inner bearing race, but by the outer bearing race, actually the whole bearing. So this is the hybrid thing I did for that reason. And so my bearing is there in its place. So this is how it worked for me. My non-drive side bearing is in. Now, before you put the drive side bearing, the axle must be in. Now the axle is in. It was also the tricky part. Why? Because I needed to push my axle through the bearing without actually pushing it off its place. And now this bearing has to get right there. I need this. And so this is my newest tool. This is my spacer, 18 millimeter hole right here. Okay. This is Token Ninja tool. Finally, with the axle in the air and my hub lightly squeezed in the vise, I was able to go all the way with my bearing. Oof, everything sits nicely, and my clean bearings spin also well. Now comes my freehub body. I have applied a little bit of grease also here at the lip. Maybe I should have a little bit more right here, not too much on the poles. A little bit also on that freehub side, on the hub side. And now this is the easy part. Okay, a little bit here too. Let's go. It sounds good. Left side, there's a cup that you just press on, and the right side, there's a nut. Here it comes. I don't really understand why do we need to put some pressure on those bearings now. And then the right side is 17 millimeters wrench, comes like this, and the left side, those cuts. So I use it like that. I don't put a lot of pressure. Just when it stops, that's it. I think this is okay. Now comes the cup here. Nothing is very easy here. Okay, cool. Ready to put the rotor, and we'll see how it works. By the way, also at the front wheel, the first thing that happened was that this end cap falls off. So each time I put the wheel back on, I don't have this O-ring. It broke very quickly. Okay, my friends, finally we got it. The freehub is in its place because I can see that my shifting is very crisp. It's actually one of the best shifting drivetrains possible to get, and it sounds like this. You see, there is no push. Even though the wheel I got was new then, now you see, I'm pedaling, I stop, the cassette stops, and that's how it's supposed to be. Done, guys. If you have any suggestions on how could I have done this better, let us know. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Tomorrow is the race. Bye bye.